What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So we have another letter to read about the Social Security increase. What we're doing is we're sending out these letters asking these politicians if they support an increase for Social Security. And so today we're going to take a look at a letter from Representative McClintock. He's going to be talking about a Social Security increase. Let's hope he's going to be talking about a Social Security increase. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll be notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. You can also follow my travel adventures on Instagram at Travel Explore Click. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this letter from Clint McClintock here. It was sent on September 1st. It says, "Thank you for contacting me regarding Social Security. I appreciate hearing from you. The Social Security system faces financial challenges that, if left unresolved, will require an increase in taxes, a decrease in benefits, or a change in the retirement age." Okay, so you see he talks about this stuff, right? He talks about some of the issues here, which, you know, I guess it's good. It needs to be reformed. He's talking about it needs to be reformed. He's talking about some of the things that will happen if they don't reform Social Security. And so he says, "When considering possible reform proposals in Congress, I will remain committed to the following priorities." So he's listing his priorities, which I guess this is good because you can hold him to this, right? But is he going to talk about a Social Security increase? We'll have to see. Okay, so he says here, protecting the benefits of current retirees and near retirees. So very interesting to focus on this right here, near retirees. And so he's not talking about people who are not close to retirement. So let's say you're 50 right now. You're not really close to retirement because full retirement's at 67. And so he's not talking about you. He's talking about people who are close, maybe people who are in their 60s, maybe people that just reached 62, so they've reached that retirement age if they want to do an early retirement. So that's something important to note. Where's the cutoff? That's what we need to know. Okay, and then he says here, preventing tax increases. Now, this is good because there are some proposals out there right now talking about double taxation when it comes to Social Security benefits and trying to do away with taxing Social Security, which in turn would allow you to have more money. And so for some people, that would be an increase in itself because you don't have to pay taxes on that. Now, that doesn't cover everyone because if you're below that threshold when it comes to taxes, it's not going to impact you at all because you're not paying taxes on the Social Security that you're receiving right now. But if you go over that threshold and you're actually paying taxes now, then you'll be able to save a little bit of money on that. So let's go ahead and move forward here. And ensuring any changes regarding personal accounts for younger workers are voluntary. Okay, so now we're looking at the privatized Social Security. That's what he's talking about here, having these private accounts, right? Making it voluntary, but still having these private accounts. You guys know how I feel about this because you can say, yeah, we'll make it voluntary, but guess what? That money, you're taking that money from the Social Security Administration because let's say you're paying a payroll tax, you're paying the 6.2%, and part of that 6.2% that you're paying in, they're saying, you know what, you can invest a part of that. So if you're investing a part of that, then that money is no longer going. Not all of the money is going to the Social Security Administration. And that money that goes towards the Social Security Administration right now is helping pay benefits for people who are currently receiving them. So by having this, even if it's younger people, by allowing them to voluntarily take some of that money and put it in a private account, that's not a good thing for people currently receiving Social Security because you're going to run into some problems when it comes to the collection of the money for the payroll tax. So that's not a good move. And politicians, they continue to talk about this, but this is not something that is doable. The only way that they'd be able to do this is if the payroll tax was able to pay over 100% and then provided a surplus. So if that surplus was going to the trust fund, then you could have a situation where maybe you can invest some of that money. But right now, that's not what's going on. The payroll tax is only paying about 70%. So now we're taking more money from the trust fund. And then if you allow younger people to take a little bit more money out of their payroll tax so they're not paying the full amount, then guess what? You have a huge problem. The trust fund is going to be depleted a lot sooner. And so that's just not going to work. Okay, let's go ahead and continue here. I also support policies that encourage individual savings. Encourage individual savings. That's always good. The thrift savings plan available to the federal employees is a great way to encourage personal savings and help people plan for their own retirement. Okay, so not talking about a Social Security increase or anything like that. Just saying, you know what, save more. Save more. We'll have some programs that will point you in the right direction when it comes to saving for retirement. Okay. As Congress debates proposals to preserve Social Security, notice he says here, preserve Social Security or protect Social Security. You'll hear those, they'll use those interchangeably, but they're not talking about improving Social Security in the sense that in providing some type of an increase for Social Security. We must keep our promise to seniors, retirees, and those nearing, he says it again, nearing retirement, have worked all of their lives and plan their retirement according to Social Security's promise. Okay, Social Security's promise, we know what that is, to pay people out when it comes to receiving their benefits. Changing the benefits after a lifetime of retirement and paying taxes is wrong. However, we must also look for solutions that encourage people to plan for their future and reduce reliance on the government. So there you go. That's Representative McClintock. That's how he feels about Social Security. He didn't talk really about a Social Security increase, although I guess you could say if they are trying to work out some type of a plan to not tax people who are receiving Social Security, that could benefit some. Now, it won't benefit everyone. And the people who need it the most, it's not going to benefit them because people who are living below the poverty line, they're not paying taxes right now on the Social Security that they're receiving. And so if you had tax breaks for them, it's not going to benefit them unless you had some type of a plan. The only way they can do it is kind of like what they did with the stimulus check, where they give you a credit and just say, you know what? Even though you don't file taxes on a normal basis, just file your taxes. You're not going to owe anything, and then we'll go ahead and issue out a check to you. That's the only way that I can see this working when it comes to people who are already below the poverty line, people who are not currently filing for taxes and they're receiving Social Security. And so this is a very interesting letter. He did offer something when it comes to tax breaks, but he didn't talk about an increase across the board for everyone receiving Social Security. So I want to know what you guys think about the letter down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.